crystal is the ambient rejection technology, and our Blue and Supreme, and soon to be on the part of that lineup will be the right ambient rejection 15. So there is the technology right there, coded onto a 92-inch screen. Let me fire up the projector. So it's got my sloths in the demonstration. Someone said, what's the deal with the sloths? Sloths are interesting. They have an interesting story behind them. They usually pop up in just about all of my demonstrations. Can't get this video running. So now the shopping carts are open for the pre-orders for Blue, and we're showing off the Ultra Bright 15 or ambient rejection 15 and a 92-inch. I am tired. Trip over anything. We're going to do a pre-recorded version of this because just in case the streams come out a bit choppy, I'm going to be doing a pre-recorded version of this. That is the technology at probably 1% done. Let's see. Start it. Yes, perfect. So right now I have 3 lighter screens against the bright. I have the Crew Personal Mix. We have the Cinema Gray by Elite Screens, and then we have a Seymour AV 1.3. That's not what Seymour AV 1.3 by Seymour. Let me get something more to actually put that other screen to hang up there because that one just keeps falling down. Every time we put up there, it falls down. So let me get a little piece of Velcro here. Let me get that sample sheet to stay up there. That one fell off too. And I'll show you exactly. These screens are actually much lighter than our technology, as you can see. There we go. We having a problem now. We'll stand from the projector so they are lighter than our ultra bright. But as you can see, ultra bright has the ability to pull at an extremely high white level. Here, hit me a couple more pieces of sample sheets back there we got left. Didn't he have a lighter screen on that one? The Alex has a lighter screen? I think he did have a lighter screen. Here it is. I don't know how this is going to even work. It might be a little too dark. Let's see. It's interesting how we work on technology to be able to build screen darker images. And now if we decide to just switch over, and we're going to keep on, I'm keep doing demonstrations on screens designed for contrast. I love contrast technology. But if we even decide to just switch over to designing screens to pull high white levels, we would pretty much be able to cover that entire field with no problem. So this is actually a lighter version of this technology. I don't know, when I look at it, it looks darker, doesn't it? There's actually supposed to be a lighter version of it. So this is the Parallax, which we're going to put this against our technology right now. And I think I'm going to pick up the Studio Tech. I forget who makes that one. We'll figure it out. Man, I am really loving this technology. The Ultra Bright is a freaking beast. We got to get the white sheet of paper. Where is the white sheet of paper now? And it's interesting, like I said, when we show off our black technology, it shows the advancement of contrast levels, and our black level has the ability to be able to produce amazing contrast, where this technology is designed to produce extremely high white levels to make colors pop and explode the screen, but also a fair contrast level where the colors don't lose or they'll fade or wash out. So next we're going to do a white sheet of paper, and then we are going to put the UV mix on white levels against this technology. Fly to the moon. We have a light screen. It's too dark, it's not going to work. Alright. Alright. Next, we have the DMP Supernova. I think this would be their blade. Put that right here. We'll get next in the white sheet paper. Got to be next. I'll see the white thing. There's really a white sheet of paper down here. So those of you who develop great screens, you can follow and see how we do our demonstrations. DMP Supernova right there. That right there is Crow's Screen Paint Mix. Right there is a Cinema Gray. Right there is Seymour AV 1.3. And that's the Parallax by Daylight Screens. They're actually light gray silver screen. This is how you're supposed to test your technology against high performance screens to see how you stack up. Now already, from what I've already proven my technology, I could easily get a couple grand for this technology. Easily. Because I'm already beating top end screens. And look at the color of my screen. The only screen that comes in close to matching me is a DMP Supernova, and that's 5 grand right there. $5 grand for that projection screen. And you're watching our technology at 1%, not even at 100% done. It's already outperforming these screens, no problem. See, I watch people when they do their demonstrations, they won't go after every screen. They won't do them all in one hit. What they'll do is they'll pick certain screens that they feel that they can basically won't give them too much competition. That's what they do. They'll pick the screens that they want. They won't give them too much competition. We throw everything at the screen we possibly can. White sheet of paper. So that's a white sheet of paper on the far end. That's how bright the level is on this technology. Now, because the screen can pull contrast, white sheet of paper can't. Now, reason why we don't consider Crow's paint to be a challenge, this is just to show him to stay in his lane. That's it. It's to tell him, stay in your lane. Don't even dare try to do a side-by-side with this technology. It won't be pretty. Just stay in your lane. That's why he's up there. He's no challenge. He's just up there to remind him that stay in your lane. He hasn't even had a chance to even be able to process the blue, and we already have another one out already. Let me see, we got to do what we got. And this is going to this screen's going to blow through every freaking test we throw at it. I can already see it from the door. Already see it from the door. It's going to be a cakewalk. It's going to run over everything.
For people living with HIV, keep being you and ask your doctor about Biktarvy. Biktarvy is a complete one pill, one.
Look at this. Contrast fail. So you have to think about the other people make great screens. How do you handle a technology that produces a high enough white level to be able to blend into your screen when it comes to white levels, and then it can pull contrast level that your screen can't do? That's what you're up against. And this is at 1% done. This was just made about what, 2 days? It was made 2 days. No, it took 2 days to make the technology. So technically yesterday, that's when it was finished off. No, it would have been the day because it was early in the morning. I don't know, it was around that time. I got to check the timestamp of when that screen was painted. That's why I said watch our demonstrations so you can see how it's supposed to be done. Because people go up there and say, I made this product, they'll hit it with their projector, and that's the end of it. No, we test our products against everybody. I told you, the Seymour AV 1.3, that's an incredible screen to go against. That's sitting right there right now. The Parallax, if I'm saying that correctly, their screen is up there right now. The Cinema Gray is there right now. The DMP Supernova's blade is sitting up there right now. We got a white sheet of paper just to show you how high the white levels are. And then we got Crow's Mix up there to just explain to him to just stay in your lane. You don't want to mess with this. Because he's going to have to tamper with this. He's got to. This stuff will blow his stuff out of the water. If it's doing this to a UV mix, to a personal mix, and that's the lightest screen paint he has, anything in between that hits this screen, it's going to have a problem. It's going to be too dark and the screen's going to overshadow it because it's too bright. So you're talking about saving you hundreds, thousands of dollars sitting on this screen. Got $5,000 right there. I know the Parallax is about $5,000. Or Parallax is $5,000. I know for a fact that the Seymour AV 1.3 maybe between $1,300 and $1,400. The Cinema Gray is around probably between $8,000 and $9,000. And then when you get to the DMP Supernova, they're $5,000. Snow Screensaver. Let's move it. Let's get to the good part. Here we go. Boom. Look at that. Look how dark my... The Nova's having some... So my screen is darker than all of yours. And yet I can pull up the same white level you can. Now the guy from Pro Screen, you know why he's not there? Because like I said, I have no interest in putting his screen up there at all, period. No. I'm not doing that to him. He doesn't put himself in our lane. We only have one person that does that. So before you even think about doing the demonstration, have your stuff tested and against our stuff already, and we'll do those demonstrations for you. So you know if you do the review or any demonstrations and that screen comes out darker than it's supposed to come out, then from our first demonstrations, we know you tampered with it. And if you tamper with it, like I said, this stuff has some pretty heavy paperwork attached to it. We'll be displaying those, what we can from the attorney. We'll be letting us be able to display those patent pendings, trademarks, and all the other heavy paperwork that's attached to this technology. One, value yourself even you already are. All right, let's do something else with it. Now we still got to do the rear projection because like I said, this is not just front projection. This technology is front and rear. So you can actually put this up in a paint can and over a piece of plexiglass or anything that's transparent, and it can be used as a rear projection screen. So it's more than one application you can use with this stuff. We wanted something different from everybody else's stuff. Everybody has great paint. We wanted something completely different.
Breakthrough with the Volkswagen. We did, yes. We broke through. That's the Volkswagen? That's the Crossport.
I'm close to matching a blade on a DMP Supernova. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the screen right here on the far end, right there. That could be the almost... Watch when I stand in front of the projector. It's a little darker than ours, but it comes almost close to it. That's the reason why we got to have a patent on it, or patent pending, because the first thing I say is, oh, wait a minute. That looks exact. Well, you can't really get us on that because ours is a chemical and yours is a material, so that's two different things. So you really can't touch us on that. But they'll try. They always do. Oh, people like to always try. No, we need Sony's. We need Sony's black contrast demonstration. That's what I need. Sony. Sony. I ain't close enough to it. Let's try this one. Sony's, nope. We need the contrast. Nope, not close enough. No. I gotta wait. Contrast. There we go. That'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to test side by side to that DMP supernova. That thing's coming very close to our screen. I'm not concerned about it. If it's able to match our technology, I'm not concerned about it. You know why? Because this stuff would cost around $267 a quart. We're paying a screen size of 100-inch to 126-inch and can be used for rear technology, where the DMP supernova would cost you $5,000 just for 100-inch. We still have it beat by far. And it's not even rear technology either. Yeah, point of your contrast. Like I said, the contrast is going to be super black. There are black screens, but it's pulling a heavier contrast. Heavy enough where basically these screens are actually coming up bland. See? Faded, 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 faded. That's the only one that didn't fade right there. And that's no concern anyway, because we beat it by, on the technical specs, it may match your screen, but we beat it on the technical specs because, like I said, the price range is too expensive. So it means that we basically were able to mimic their technology perfectly. That means we have a screen now that actually can match their technology. It would be much cheaper for our customers. Isn't it interesting? Watching technology go from black to white. So out of all our technology, the ultra bright would have to be the highest white level out of any screen we ever made so far. It has that record now. And the 12 would be the highest contrast black level of any screen we have. In between the other screens are just perfect balance. Take that Wi-Fi off, kid. I can tweak. Now, if I want the contrast levels to be a little darker, the interesting part is if we can just make them just a little bit darker without getting away from the high brights, which I think we can do. So we have to make another test container. One where the contrasts will be deeper, because I want them slightly a little bit darker. I mean, they're doing their job as it is, but no, it can be better. It can be much better, much, much better. Yeah, see, when the Sony logo came out, this is supposed to be in jet black right here. So fail, 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 fail. That pulled it right there. That's the screen I want to start testing against. So out of all these screens, the only one I see up here that is going to be worth my time to test is that one right there. Because that's the one that can go toe to toe with my screen. And I need to be able to beat that screen. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to basically, I can engineer the technology around that. That's how I know. When I tell you I do my testings, I'll put all the screens up here and I'll watch them. And I'll see exactly which ones are going to blend in a certain way. Now the high points of the screen is the white levels, which is good. But the contrast on the screen is actually very good, but it matches our screen correctly. We need it to be slightly a little better than that screen. So this is when we start engineering and building the technology around, would be that one. All the rest of these are not even worth the time. Not saying worth the time, but they're not no interest to us anymore. That would be the one right there that we start testing against. It would be the DMP Supernova. Looks exactly like our technology. Interesting. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you're watching people do gray screen paints or any kind of screen paints, this is what they're supposed to be doing. If they want their stuff to be superior, this is why we can take black screens and throw anything against them, and that screen will blend into any gray screen we throw up there, because it was tested a certain way. When you look at the black silvers, we can take a black and pull a contrast level right up on the screen. Show gray 1 minute, pull a contrast level dark enough next to another screen here, it'll look like the same screen. This is the reason why. It's because you have to be to test your product out. Instead of just basically just throwing it up there in a dark environment, hit it with a high-end projector and go, ooh, and be up on top of the screen all close and everything. No, that's testing your stuff out. That's why when we get over here, it turns into that. Yeah, this right here is going to have to be tested. Look at this. It looks exactly like our freaking screen. Look at that. Yep. Okay. Uh-oh. Wait, I figured out something. I realized something. These can't be used on ultra short throws. These are not ultra short throw compatible. That technology is so compatible. Good gracious, I can't do that. I can't do that test against the screen on ultra short throw because this is not an ultra short throw screen. It says in the description it's not ultra short throw. So I can't put it, technically I can if I'm doing a side-by-side test to show which screen is going to basically perform better on ultra short throw, but also this one automatically clarifies it's not ultra short throw. So you can't just take it as a way as basically as a screen beating it because the screen already says it's not ultra short throw compatible. We'll just have to show that this one is ultra short throw compatible. That's all. These turn dark because they have that kind of reflective material. Like that may work with ultra short, I don't know, but usually surfaces that have a kind of reflective material to it, they don't do well with ultra short throws. They turn dark. That's why they have special projection screens for those particular ones. This one right here is really interesting. And just to show you that, see, again, yeah, that has a problem too, and I'm looking at it right now. Now, the reason why I backed up like that, because some of these screens have something what you call the narrow viewing cone. You see the screen right here in the center? Well, I'm going to turn it in the far end. Watch this. Watch closely. See how it turns dark in front of the camera? That's not a trick. It's called a narrow viewing angle. That means it has to be standing directly in front of the projector in order to pick up an image. If you move from one left to the right, they become dark. There's a couple of screens that are plagued with that. Usually it comes with that shiny reflective material. And they get that because they figure that it's going to actually be able to reflect light, but make the screen brighter. But that's where that comes from. So that is one flaw figured out already that our screens can do, and the screen can't. So I'll show you a better way of seeing it. We'll put on the white snowstorm. We'll turn to the side, see how many of them go dark. White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now there was one company, I'm not going to mention the name, but they have the same problem. They're plagued with it. And that's how we figured out their flaws in their technology. So as we start to walk, we're going to walk from the projector first. That's me from the projector, all right? As we start to walk, so turning to the side, and the screen becomes dark. That's what you call a narrow viewing cone. Lighter here. So if you're standing here, this is what you're going to get from the side of your screen. Standing here, this is what you get from the side of your screen. Come here, move here, move all the way over. Boom. Narrow viewing cone. That's what it's called. So we already know the flaw behind that one. That has a narrow viewing cone. And they can't say it's a short though because we're using a long throw projector, so that shouldn't be the problem. It's the DMP Supernova. Look at it. The only problem with the DMP Supernova, it might have that same problem too. Let me see. Yep, it's got it too. It's got an I'll show you. It's got what you call, we'll take these down. No, we're doing tests. We'll test on this later on some more, but that's not right now. I want to see which one of these screens. This is not going to have it. It's not a reflective material. It shouldn't have a problem. Gray, this one right here, the Seymour AV will not have that problem. It's not a reflective surface. See the surface right here on it? It's not reflective, so it's not going to have that problem. See? This only comes in with screens reflective. They have that problem. DMP Supernova has a reflective surface. So let's see. Come in. Yep. Well, we all know that a white sheet of paper is not going to have that problem. So, look at both of the screens. I'm going to start turning to the side. And there you go. There's a flaw in the technology. The screen can't pull up on a 190-degree viewing angle without becoming dark. This is why it's important that you test your technology against other screens, because then you can see exactly where you have to advance your stuff. But their now viewing angle is not that bad. Not as bad as the other one. The other one basically has issues. And you can still see it right there. That means the screen would have to lay perfectly flat, because the material is very flexible. Okay. That's good to know. So now we know how to beat that one. That's why you have to figure out test against high performance screens so you can see the flaws. This one, on the other hand, you know what this one is. That's Crow's UV mix. I just match your white level with a screen that dark. So if I can match your white levels with a screen that dark, and that is your lightest screen, anything you put on here is going to be too dark. That means it's not going to be able to hold up to a screen that can produce an image that bright. What would happen if we put the UV mix up there? Let's see what happens. the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? I was upstairs. Watching Stripes. Remember Stripes? Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? I like to watch the old classics. I watch Stripes. Watch all those old ones from back in the day. Animal House. Bill Murray. Yeah. That's one I like to watch. It's interesting that when you test our products out, you always put, like, we always develop dark technology. So now we started developing lighter technology. I mean, we're going to do both. We're going to do all of them. Why not do all of them? We'll do light technology and we'll do dark technology all at the same time. But when you test your stuff against our dark screens, you always put next to our screens always a lighter screen to show that your white levels are better. But in this demonstration, I'm going to show you something even more drastic. I'm going to blow your screen out, basically showing white levels on your brightest screen that you have. And my screen's actually darker than yours. And then I'm going to darken your screen. Isn't that interesting? I told you, don't mess with me when it comes to technology. I can do things on levels you would never understand, but you want to call yourself equal to me. So I bring myself down to your level and I design your technology and make it far better, which means now I can blow your screen out at its lightest and I can blow your screen out at its darkest. Doesn't make a difference. Even if I put this technology against here, my screens are darker, will far surpass this right here because my screens can pull 100% black level. But even on a light gray screen, a screen we developed, your screen is darker than mine, or actually lighter than mine. I can pull a higher white level, high enough to blend into your screen, and enough to turn your UV mix into a dark spot, all at the same time. You warned. Well, this is going to be the Widowmaker for every last gray screen paint you developed. It is. Like I said, anything slightly darker than that screen right there is automatic. You're going to have to design a white screen paint. That's what it's going to come down to. And even if you do that, it still can match a white sheet of paper. So where do you go from here? When you think about it, your Frankenstein mix wouldn't even stand against that screen because it's too dark, which means it would come out looking dirty. The lightest screen you have over here is a personal mix. And we're blending that with no problem. And I can switch over to a contrast and automatically make that screen basically short flawed. But like I said, his big thing is all about white levels. He always talks about how bright his screens are, how bright his screens are. All right, then I'll play on your level. We'll deal and we'll actually start moving over into the field. Keep in mind, we're not going anywhere when it comes to black technology. We'll always stay there. But now we're going to spill over into your section, your category, and start developing great technology on an advancement level that will basically make your stuff obsolete. And I've done that already in 2 days. Give me a week. I'll wipe your entire collection out. Now, that's the part of me I try to keep under control because I have an arrogant side to me. You see it from time to time. I get extremely arrogant, but I don't like it when people sit there and try to degrade my technology. But if you want me to basically be on that level, you want me to basically take the time to take an interest in you, that's what will happen to you. This is your Widowmaker right here. You wanted to challenge my technology? You want to put yourself in the same field? Right, no problem. I'll drop down to your level. I'll take your technology that sure you talk to white levels, and I'll design something that'll blow your screen clean out of the water and basically make your other one look like dirt. And the screen is only at 1% done, Crow. 1% done. It hasn't even completed any of the demonstrations yet. I haven't passed any of the tests yet. This is a raw element right here. And it's already far more surpassed your technology in any one of these up here. When it reaches 100%, your stuff is no more. It is obsolete. You want to play games? All right, no problem. Brain to brain, there you go. consider your stuff gone. With that being said, thank you all for your time.